Remembers me from this morning. My name is Matt Murray. I am on the board of directors at Granite State Progress, and I would like to take a minute.
More memes.
More memes, yes, more memes. So, as First Lady of New York City, Charlene, practiced all day. Charlene McCray is nationally recognized as the most powerful champion for mental health reform and dubbed one of Time Magazine's 50 most influential people in healthcare for 2018. Ms. McCray created Thrive NYC, the most comprehensive mental health plan of any city or state in the nation. She also spearheads the city's Thrive Coalition with more than 200 mayors, county officials, leaders from all 50 states, advocating for more integrated and better funding behavioral health systems. She brings her deeply held commitment to mental health and well-being to the people and communities to everything she does.
Thank you, everybody. I'm so glad you're here having a good time because I know it's been a long day. I looked at those workshops that you all attended. Amen. You know, everything you did was so necessary and needed to have a public conversation about. So I'm an advocate for mental health, for behavioral health. I believe that we should be investing in our people. Our people are our greatest resource. How can we expect our people to be leaders? How can we expect our children to learn? How can we expect people to work, be parents, have healthy relationships? Any of this stuff, unless we're investing in them. And people right now are hurting so bad. We have a suicide rate that is rising. We're in the midst of an opioid epidemic that is devastating to our families. Our hospital emergency rooms are inundated with alcohol-related visits, which we don't even talk about. And 1 in 5 people has a mental health condition that can be addressed, that is often preventable and always treatable. And what are we doing about it? There's the national government, the federal government has failed. There's no national strategy. And we know how to do this work. So I'm here to tell you, like in New York City, that we have decided that we're going to lead. If Washington's not going to do this job, we're going to do what we can. And we have been able to establish a citywide program called Thrive. We are making sure that people get behavioral health services no matter what their ability to pay is. We've reached hundreds of thousands of people, no matter where they are. There's a central point of access. We make sure that people have services, as much, you know, it's still new, wherever they live, and we know that we can do this for people all over the country. It is not rocket science. It's all about making people a priority, and we have not done this in this country. So I am very happy to have a partner who supported me in my work. He's amazing. When I first met him, I could see immediately that he was tall. He was warm, he had a great sense of humor, but most of all, I could tell that how devoted he was to working people, to helping making people's lives better. It's a quality that really came out because I saw how hard he worked. This is before the cell phone. Wherever there was a phone, he was on it. It's like this is his life. It's not a job. He also has a great sense of humor. I know that you're going to love him as much as, well, maybe not as much as I do, but you're going to love him because he really cares. Again, his work is from the heart. Please welcome my partner, my friend, my best friend, married for 25 years, our great mayor, DeBlasio.
I want to just commend Charlene for having noticed at the very beginning of our relationship that I was tall. Power of observation. Charlene has done something amazing in the nation's largest city, and she didn't say this part. I want to say it real quick. She literally herself, providing that kind of leadership as First Lady, changed the discussion about mental health in New York. 8.6 million people. And there were so many people suffering in silence, so many families that weren't acknowledging the problem and didn't feel they could come forward. She has helped to break the stigma and to make it possible for people to get the help they need. Could you join me in thanking her for that? And I will be super quick. quick and say this, because what Shalane talked about, it has such a strong parallel to all the things that I care about and that I'm focused on, because look, it comes down to this. Working people in this country are not getting their fair share. The simple, straightforward reality. I know people here, you had an amazing summit. I know so many people in this room feel it. But we have to say it to the entire American people. And I try and say it very clearly. My message is working people first. That right now our federal government is not on the side of working people, it's on the side of the 1%. It does not have to be that way. And we have to be very blunt with the American people about how this is happening. And I say it very clearly. You know, a lot of times, everyone in this room has had this experience. When you talk about investing in people, investing in communities, all the good issues, all the campaigns you've all worked on, whether it's education or healthcare or jobs or mass transit, whatever you talk about investing, I know in the state of New Hampshire, you hear too often, no, there's not enough money. And what I am saying everywhere I go is there's plenty of money in this world, there's plenty of money in this country, it's just in the wrong hands. That is the truth, it's in the wrong hands. And it's there because of the reality of a federal government that has aided and abetted the 1% for decades. It's because of those tax policies. It's because right now Washington is only on the side of the folks who are already doing well and the rich keep getting richer. The American people want to hear the nominee of the Democratic Party say it that plainly. And then they want to know what we can do about it. And I'm talking about what we've done in New York, because in New York we took the idea of putting working people first, we put it into action. We've done things to get everyone the mental health care they need. We're also doing something unprecedented for any American city or state. We're guaranteeing health care, guaranteeing it for anyone who does not have insurance. Literally, if you do not have insurance in New York, you get a health care card that gives you access to a primary care doctor. You get assigned a primary care doctor in a public health clinic or a public hospital. And the idea is that healthcare, we're going to make healthcare universal. We have to show people it does not have to be rationed the way it historically has been. It does not have to be, hey, here's some insurance, good luck using it, good luck navigating. It's a healthcare card that says to people, we're going to make it easy for you to get the care you need when you need it. And the last place we want people to end up getting their health care is where so many Americans turn right now, the emergency room. That can be broken. We're proving it in the nation's largest city that everyone can get health care. We're proving that folks who work hard deserve to be able to take care of themselves. We've given paid sick days to hundreds of thousands of folks who had no choice otherwise. What they were left with was, if they got sick, God forbid, they had to make a choice. Either go to work, get sicker, share their sickness with everyone, and get their day's pay. Or if they went to the doctor to get well, they lost a day's pay. And very few people in America, very few people in New Hampshire can afford to lose a day's pay. So we passed paid sick days. By the way, a lot of people in the private sector said the world would fall, the sky would fall. The Democratic Party was about them. This time we have to get it right. So I say to working people first. I say let's prove to them, once and for all, that we're going to do the things that will change their lives and their families' lives. I think when working Americans see that change is possible and that we're about them, 2020 becomes a year we have the greatest, biggest turnout we've ever had. If people don't see it, they'll stay home. And I'm saying this to activists and organizers, because you're on the front line of this. If they see we're for real, if they see that we have a burning desire for change, that we must be there for working people, they will come out for us and they'll believe. If they don't see it, they'll stay home. If they stay home, Donald Trump remains our president. So we all have a mutual mission. But I tell you, I know that change can happen. I've seen it. I've done it. We can show the American people it's for them. It's about them. And when they see that and feel it, we're going to have a great victory in November 2020. Thank you, everybody.
Does anybody have a question?
Behind you too.
I'm going to be honest, you weren't on my list, and you just spoke some nice things, and I have the list, and if you want to start your way on it. Okay, because I saw the headlines about this poll that says that Trump is more popular than you in New York City.
No. Thank you. Glad you read it. No.
Fake news.
I am pleased to say that all Democrats beat Trump in New York City and New York State. And by the way, just can we have a little pump-up moment? The guy ran for president, and we were all, deeply, deeply hurt by what he's done, but he lost his own city. Hillary got 80% of the vote. So let's just have a moment. He lost his own city. What? Right there.
Hey, Bill,
Okay.
you were on the other list, and I saw you on NBC. But anyway, you were on TV, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I heard all the great things, and I'm the guy in the back of the room who goes, yeah, but what about? So we had a bird dog here. Are you going to take the pledge to take no fossil fuel contributions to your campaign?
I already took the flag. Would you like more? Would you like more?
Always.
Yes.
No special.
New York City made a decision, and by the way, every American city, county, state, every university, every foundation should do the same. We are divesting from all fossil fuel investments. And that means $5 billion being taken out of the hands of the fossil fuel companies. $5 billion. And we are implementing the Green New Deal in New York City. It's a powerful vision, but we are now doing it. In New York City today, divesting from all fossil fuel pension investments, putting up electric charging stations for the public all over the city, converting our entire municipal car fleet to electric. Our whole city government, and I want to give you a shocking statistic, the city government of New York City in an average day uses as much power as everybody in Vermont. And the city government will be on all renewable electricity within 5 years. Everything we do. So I'm just saying, we're doing these things now because we need tough mandates on buildings to stop their emissions. Buildings are a huge part of it. We're requiring building retrofits for all public and private buildings. The Green New Deal is the right way to go, but we all can start doing it right now, and we need to. We need to.
All right, how about one more?
One more.
So my name is Lynn Stakehouse. I'm an ACLU voter, and I worked to help pass the transgender non-discrimination campaign last year that passed non-discrimination in employment, housing, and in public places. I also care a lot about ending mass incarceration. Would you, if elected, or make sure that transgender inmates are properly accommodated in the facilities that best fit them, including access to hormones and surgery?
So we believe in New York City that people get to decide their own identity. I think that should be true for our whole nation. People get to decide how they identify, which bathroom they use, obviously any public facility where they should be. And we did something we're very proud of just recently. Apparently we are the first place on earth to do it. We're putting up 2 statues by the Stonewall Inn commemorating 2 of the great trans activists. We believe in recognizing the rights of trans people, and we do it in everything in our city. And the ID card and birth certificates, everything recognizes people's rights to identify their own identity.
Would that include hormones and surgery for incarcerated transgender folks as well?
I want to be clear about one thing, because we have a little bit of a different situation. Folks are only in our facilities for up to a year, because it's not the prison system. We are greatly reducing mass incarcerations down 30% since I took office. It's going to go down a lot more, but it's a jail system, not a prison system. So
but as president, would you...
Oh, I'm sorry. I think so, but I need to hear a little more definition, so I want to be real with you about that. Give me something on paper I can learn that to make sure I understand what I'm agreeing to. But on the other pieces of the equation, absolutely. Thank you. All right, everybody, thank you. Congratulations on a great summit.
We have a few more minutes in here, so I don't know if you want to mingle around.
I think we want to mingle.
Right? Enjoy a cold cocktail. And there's everybody. Thank you again for coming.
Cocktails will be part of the revolution.